Hello again, this is the Craps Coach. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Thanks for joining in today. We have a new video for you. It's going to put it under the Craps strategy category. It's going to be looking at an iron cross that is been dubbed the quarter pounder because of essentially you can win about a quarter a roll. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe so you're alerted to our latest videos and updates. And if you've got a comment, make sure you leave one. All right, quarter pounder. It's going to take 105, as most videos out there on that talk about it show that it takes about 105 to show up. But when I go into the analysis of this, you can actually set this up on a lower quantity on that, and I'm going to talk about that here briefly. But the idea is you're basically doing an iron cross, 30 on the 6 and the 8, 35 in the field, and then instead of placing the 5, you're hopping the 5. So this layout does not have hop bets on it, so I'm going to put the chips right here to signify that that's hop. So when this wins, this pays 35, this pays 35, this pays 35, this pays 35. But you can see from the graphic that sometimes some of the wins, particularly the 6 and 8, you're kind of into deficit. So the idea is that on every roll, you're going to win a quarter. Well, you really do that on the 2, the 3, the 4, the 5, the 9, the 10, the 11, the 12. So field bets plus the 5. That's how we come up with, again, looking at the graphic, 20 ways to win this bet. So the 6 and the 8, which again have a frequency of at least 5 ways to make the 6, 5 ways to make the 8, you actually see that you're actually losing money as far as that. But the payout on a win, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, 10, 11, 12 is actually pretty significant. It's on average, you're winning about $30. Particularly on this table, my layout just shows 2 pays double and 12 pays double. Some casinos I know 12 pays triple, so that'd be a really good way to do that, especially if you happen to hit the 12. So this is kind of the setup. Like I said, this is a 5-time version of the base version. So when I go into the table talk here in a sec, you're going to see that this. So if 105 is a little rich for you because bankroll management tells you if this is your initial bet, you need to be $1,000 at the table. And quite honestly, that's a little rich for my blood. So you can see from the graphic that you can scale it down. The base bet and kind of where you start as far as making the progression is $2, $6, $6, and $7. And to get to 105, it's just a 5 times multiple of that. So if your base bet was essentially a scaled down version, so with 2, 6, 6, and 7, okay, so you get away with that. This essentially is going to win you about a nickel per roll on average. If you scale it up 2 times, it'd be about a dime a roll, or 10. You scale up 3 times, it'd be about 15 a roll. Scale up 4 times, it'd be about 20, and then hence the quarter pounder, you scale it up about 5 times, you're actually getting about, on average, about 20, 25 per roll. So that's cut I wanted to talk about. So now I'm going to cut, and we're going to talk about the tabletop, and I'm going to be back here in a sec. Here is a little table talk about this iron cross. You can do a pass line bet or not, and then hop in the 5s. Essentially the quarter pounder, as I've heard it referred to as a certain time. So here's what I had just set up on the table itself. But what I wanted to show you was that if you scale it down to the base bet of 2, 6, 6, and 7 for these respective bets, you can see down here where the quarter pounder is really kind of up here at 5 times this. So if 105 is a little pricey for you, just go ahead, pick an option, maybe 2 times or 3 times or something like that. So everything, when you scale it up, everything remains the same. So let me start with just kind of talking about this. I mentioned The 6 and the 8 tend to lose, simply because the field bet, you win 7, but you lose 7 here and you lose another here. So these are actually negative numbers here. And so you can see your win probability is 55%, 20 ways to win, 16 ways to lose. On average, about on the base, about $5, $6. That's really where it kind of comes in. As long as you're hitting 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, 10, 11, and 12, those 20 numbers, you're actually making a lot on your bet. For a $21 bet, you're making $6, or essentially 29% of what you're betting. Let me go back up to what the table showed, or why they called it the quarter pounder. And again, here, everything is the same. The win probability is the same. The number of ways to make win, the number of ways to lose. It's just higher multiples, so higher amounts. Say it's the same win probability here. So that's kind of what it talked about here. Again, here scaling up, you could essentially scale up to whatever you'd like. This kind of, as long as you keep, simply just take the base bet, which was 2, 6, 6, and 5. 2, 6, 6, and 5, and just scale it up to whatever you'd like. So that's kind of the thing to think about here. But notice this. We'll use this example. Oops, 2, 6, 6, and 7. We'll use this, right? So 6, 10. So if you actually wanted to kind of maybe do a little less on the field, in fact, I think the best option here on the field would be $4, because you're actually now going to get a profit of 1. However, a craps table, unless you're playing an electronic machine, it's not going to let you do a field bet of 4 typically. But you can see now you've taken it almost to what is a traditional iron cross: 30 ways to win, 6 ways to lose, 83%. But what you gave up for those more opportunities to win is your average win per roll went down with that one simple movement. So here at $4 for a field bet, watch if I put it back up to what the base of the quarter pounder was, it all jumped up almost $2. So you can see $3. Oops, it's 4. 2, 6, 6, and 4. $3 an average win, and if you go up to 7, you almost double that, simply because of the field bet. So back to the quarter pounder, 30, 30, and 35. To be honest, I probably play more in this range. Let me go to, that's 5, 6, 6, and 7. I probably play more 42. So I'm doing 4, 12, 12, and 14. That's kind of where I live. And that's, I'm making a dime essentially every roll, with the exception of the 6 and the 8. And again, just an analysis of it. I know there's videos out there where people essentially are just rolling and kind of seeing how it can go, but it's you actually have only a 55.56 win probability, 20 ways to win, 16 ways to lose, simply because of this is 10. This is kind of hard right here. The 5 ways to make the 6 and 5 ways to make the 8. So 6 and 8s actually don't do you any favor in this case, although the frequency is quite high. So all right, so now we're going to cut back to the table, and that's kind of my analysis of this here. Right here is the quarter pounder. Okay, welcome back. Hopefully that was clear as far as how to scale it up, and what most of the videos out there are kind of talking about as far as setting this up. Again, real quick, here's what it would be. So the best wins, again, are the 2, 3, 4, the 5, the 9, the 10, the 11, and the 12, simply because it pays how it pays. The 6 and 8, again, 5 ways to make a 6, 5 ways to make an 8. You'd win 35 here. You'd lose this field bet. You lose the hop bet, because that's a one roll bet. So you go back up with your winnings in the field, and then see you still need 10. So you're going to have to pull another 10 out of your bankroll to get back established into the setup there. So hopefully that explains the quarter pounder. It could be a dime, it could be 20, it's whatever you want to make it if you scale it down or scale it up. You can even go 5 times, 6 times. You could scale it up to whatever you'd like. I do believe it's a fairly good strategy, particularly for a very short, limited rolls. I would not continue just to play this. I would probably just stick with maybe 2 or 3 rolls at the most, and then I'm going to transition to something else. So that's actually going to be in another video upcoming here about showing you how to start out with this quarter pounder or a lesser version of it, and then transitioning to a different strategy, whatever it is, whether it's an iron cross or insides, and then kind of going from there, because you end up playing with the casino's money and you've actually hopefully racked up some profit. So, all right. Thanks again for joining us and watching the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you're alerted to our latest videos. We're always dropping new content. And if you've got anything to say, make sure you leave a comment. Thanks for watching.